Hi students, today we are going to discuss about types of relations. If you want to know more about relations, you can check my video in the playlist for 11th standard. Today we will discuss mainly four types of relations, that is reflexive, symmetric, transitive and at the end equivalence relation. So let us dive into the topic straight. What is reflexive relation? Here is the definition. If A comma A is part of the relation, for every A which is an element of set A, it is called reflexive. Put it simply, an element A should be related to itself, that is reflexive. And one more thing, every element of the set A must be part of this relation. We'll discuss it with help of some examples. We have a set A with three elements 1, 2, 3. And we have a relation here 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. Can you tell me whether it is reflexive or not? We'll check that. Here the first element is related to itself 1, 1. The second element related to itself and the third element related to itself. And every element in A is part of the relation. Therefore, it is reflexive. Here is another relation, that is 1, 1 and 2, 2. Is it reflexive? The first element is related to itself, the second with itself, but the third element is missing. That means every element in the master set A is not present in the relation. Therefore, it is not reflexive. Here we have another relation 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 2, 3. What do you say? Is it a reflexive relation? We have all the three elements present here which are related to itself as a pair. But we have an extra pair, right? 2, 3. But that doesn't make a difference. As per definition, every element of A is present here and they are related to itself. Therefore, it is a reflexive relation. Now let us see what is a symmetric relation. If any element A comma B is present in the relation and if B comma A is also present in that relation, then we say it is symmetric. Just see the logic here. For A comma B, the reverse of that, B comma A should be present. And if B comma A is present, A comma B also should be present. The reverse of that pair should be present there. That is symmetric relation. We'll discuss with some examples. Here we have made a relation from the master set A, that is relation R equal to 1, 2 and 2, 1. What do you say? Is it symmetric? We have 1, 2 and we have the reverse of that 2, 1. And if we take 2, 1 as a first element in the relation, we have the reverse 1, 2 also present. So this is a symmetric relation. But some of you might be thinking like the element 3 is not present here. So as in the case of reflexive relation, we don't have a requirement like every element in the master set should be present. That is not a requirement for symmetric relation. The requirement is if an element is present. If an element is present as a pair, then its reverse should be present there. That's it. So this is a symmetric relation. We have another relation made 1, 2, 2, 1 and 3, 1. What do you say? Is it symmetric? We have reverse of this present here and we have reverse of the second pair that is present here. But we have a pair 3, 1 of which there is no reverse pair present. So since this pair does not satisfy the condition of symmetric relation, this is not a symmetric relation. So even if a single pair or a single instance that does not satisfy the condition of symmetric relation, then we will just tell that it is not symmetric at all. So let us discuss one more example. We have a relation 1, 2, 2, 2 and 2, 1. We know that for 1, 2 we have the reverse pair 2, 1. And what about 2, 2? What is its reverse? That is 2, 2 itself. So it is present there. And for 2 comma 1 we have the reverse as 1 comma 2. So this satisfies the condition for symmetric relation. Now let us see what is a transitive relation. See the definition. If A comma B is present in the relation and B comma C is present in that relation, then we expect to have an element A comma C in the relation. If this happens, it's a transitive relation. Let us see this condition in detail. We should have two elements like AB and BC to check the transitivity. And if both these elements are present, and if we have A comma C as an element in the relation, we tell that it is transitive. And if we have these two conditions and if we don't have AC in the relation, we tell that it is not transitive. Just see the elements. B is the second element of first pair, and here B is the first element of second pair. So we look for this condition, like the second element of a pair becoming a first element in another pair. So that is a condition. And what if this condition itself is not there? That means if we have A comma B and if we don't have B comma C, if we don't have a second pair which satisfies this condition, what do we say? Is it going to be transitive or not transitive? Students have confusion in this area, so just be clear about it. It is going to be transitive. If there is only a single condition, and if the second condition is not present, it is transitive. We'll discuss it in some examples. See this relation, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3 and 1 comma 3. Is it transitive? Let's check. Take the first pair. So this is the second element. So when we take the first pair, we look for the second element. Is second element present anywhere else? Yes, here. So as a first element it came. So these are the conditions for transitivity. That is A comma B and B comma C. So if that is the condition, that if the condition is there, we'll check for A comma C. That is 1 3, and the 1 3 is there. So we don't just stop it here. We'll just go with the second pair also. We'll take this as the first one. So it is 2 comma 3. And we look for another pair starting with 3 or 3 as the first element, and it is not present. So we'll go forward like it is transitive still. And we'll go with the last pair. We'll check for this condition like it is AB, and is 3 present as a first element in any other pair? It's not there. So only this pair can come as a first pair. So this is transitive. Let us see the other example. We have two pairs here, 1 comma 2 and 1 comma 3. So we'll take the first pair, 1 comma 2. We don't have any other pair starting with 2. So the second condition is missing, so still it is transitive. And we take the other pair, 1 comma 3. And there is no pair starting with 3. So the second condition, if we take this as the first element, is also missing. So since the second conditions are missing, it is transitive. Let us see another example. This is 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 1. So this is the first pair, and we have a 3 as a second element. So there is another pair starting with 3. So this is the second condition, and the third condition itself is missing. If it is 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 1, we expect a third pair as 1 comma 1, that is A comma C, and it is missing. So it is not transitive. We have another example here. This relation. 1 comma 3, 3 comma 1 and 1 comma 1. So what do you say about it? Is it transitive or not? Many students think that it is transitive, and I challenge them. I think it is not transitive. Let us see why. We have a first pair 1 comma 3, and since the 3 is here as a second element, we have the second condition here, that is 3 comma 1, and we expect a 1 comma 1 to be the third pair and is present. So 1 comma 3, 3 comma 1 and 1 comma 1 is present. So we don't stop here. We take the second pair or the next pair as the first in the condition. And it is 3 comma 1. And the second one is 1 comma 1. So this is the B. The 1 comes here as the second element in the pair and the first element in another pair. So this is the first pair and the second pair. So we expect a 3 comma 1. And the 3 comma 1 is present there. That's fine. But there is another pair which can come as a second pair. See this one. This is 3 comma 1 and the second pair is 1 comma 3. So we expect an AC, right? That is 3 comma 3 we expect, but it is not there. Since that is not there, it is not transitive. What about this relation? We have 1 comma 3, 3 comma 1, 1 comma 1 and 3 comma 3. So we know that this is the first one, this is second one and this is third. And we have a 1 comma 3 here and this will come as second, 3 comma 3 and we expect a 1 comma 3 and that 1 comma 3 is there. And we take this as the first pair, 3 comma 1 and we have 1 comma 3 here, and with 3 comma 1 and 1 comma 3 we have 3 comma 3 and 3 comma 1 and 1 comma 1 we have a 3 comma 1, that's here itself. And there is 1 comma 1 and we have a second 1 comma 3 and that should give us 1 comma 3 as the third, and that is also present. And if we take this as the first one, that is 3 comma 3, we check for the 3 present anywhere else. So this is the second one, 3 comma 3 and 3 comma 1 we expect a 3 comma 1 that is present. So we have all the conditions satisfying here, so it is a transitive relation. Now we will see what is an equivalence relation. An equivalence relation is nothing but a relation which is reflexive, symmetric and transitive at the same time. If it satisfies the conditions of all the three types of relation, then it is an equivalence relation. And if one condition is not satisfied, like if it is not symmetric and at the same time if it is reflexive or transitive, it is not an equivalence relation. So a relation to be an equivalence relation, it should satisfy all the three relations. We'll see some examples. So we have a relation here, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3. What do you say? Is it an equivalence relation? Let's see. Let's check first if it is reflexive. We have 1 related to itself, 2 related to itself and 3 related to itself, and we have all the elements present here. So it is reflexive. And we need to check whether it is symmetric. So we have 1 1 and for this element, what is the reverse? It's 1 1, it's there. You take the second pair, 2 2, its reverse is there, and 3 3 also has its reverse. So it is symmetric. And what do you say about its transitivity? So it is 1 1 and there is no other pair starting with 1. So the second condition is missing. So we are safe. We go to the second pair. See, the 2 is missing in any other element or any other pair. We have 2 2 and the 2 2 is here only. So the second condition is really missing. And for the 3 3 also the second condition is missing. So it is transitive. So it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive together. So it is an equivalence relation. We have another example here. Here the first 3 elements are same as our previous example. So this won't create any problem. We'll just look for the other pair. And we have a 1 2. So if we have 1 2, we should have a 2 1 as reverse, and we have it there. So it is symmetric. And we'll check for the transitivity. Here for 1 1, the second pair is 1 2 and we expect a 1 2 here as a third, and it is also present there. And there is no other second term for this. Then we'll come to this pair. We have 2 2 and we have a 2 1 here. So we expect another 2 1 as a third, and it is present. That's it. And we'll come to 3 3 and there is no second pair for it. Then we'll come to 1 2. We have 2 as the second and we have 2 as first here. So 1 2, 2 2 and we expect a 1 2. A 1 2 is here. And for 1 2 we have a 2 1 as second and we expect 1 1 as the third pair, and that is present. So we'll go to the last pair, 2 1. For 2 1 we have 1 1 as the second, and we need to have a 2 1 as a third, and it's present there. And for this 2 1 we have a 1 2 as second and we expect a 2 2 as a third, and it is there. So it is equivalence relation. And we'll look one more example. This is the relation. And we know that this kind of pairs with the same elements won't create any problem while checking the transitivity. But we'll see whether it is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. So upfront it is very obvious that it is reflexive because 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 are there. Then we'll look for the symmetric condition. Here for 1, 3 we have a 3, 1, and for 2, 3 we have 3, 2. So the symmetric condition is also satisfied. Now we look for the transitivity. We know that these pairs won't create any problem. We'll just see if there is any pair which will not satisfy the relation for transitivity. So for 1, 3 and 3, 1, we have 1, 1 here, and 1, 3 and 3, 2. 1, 3 and 3, 2, we expected a 1, 2 as a third pair, and that 1, 2 is not there. So since that condition is missing, this is not transitive, therefore it is not an equivalence relation. So this is how we look for reflexive, symmetric, transitive, and equivalence relation. So you can try many questions on your own and see how it works. And thank you students for watching this.